Very pretty, interesting, impressionistic approach to the balconies. I like the texture, the detail. Even the graininess adds to the effect. It creates more of a stucco look to the picture. I give this a 12. Well done. I like the sepia tone quality of it. It gives it that earthy look that stucco has. I like the quality of this photograph, and the paper with the texture is quite interesting, even though there isn't any texture on the paper. So it's just a filter that's being used in Photoshop that creates the texture. I'm not sure if it really works well on the clouds, though. I like it on the buildings because it actually augments the brick on the building. So maybe it might have been good to do a layer and just create the texture on the building and keep the skies clear or clean. Just my thought on this. Otherwise, the print quality is there. Composition is fine. It's a metallic print. And it's interesting. I didn't know metallic prints could come in sepia tone. I like the texture, the detail. The composition is traditional in terms of centering it. But the objects are very, very interesting with all of their intricate detail. It's captured well and printed well. This is a wow. I love the metallic quality to this photograph. It really works where it makes the cacti stand out of the contrast of the background. I love the way the background is blurred out. It seems to be done in the computer because I'm looking now towards the edges of the cacti and I could see that it was manipulated later. And I kind of don't like that as much. So maybe a little less on that out of focus, especially in the bottom right quadrant of the photograph. But the stunning quality, detail, and sharpness of the cacti is overwhelming. And I like the diagonal composition very much. Nice background bokeh effect, one of the few that I've seen so far. I'm not particularly fond of this photograph. I would like to maybe see a glimmer of an eye open or something more interesting. A little too much darkness in the fox's ear and in the rest of the body. Maybe the bottom could have been cropped about on the print about 1.5 inches and create a little more tension, or you could have made a very horizontal photograph. This is an exceptional print quality, and I really like the guy in the bottom right. He's just perfect. He's just standing out there, aimlessly looking, and the other guy on top is looking in the right direction. The quality in the detail in the train, I really like all the tonal range, and I like the fact that the sun was hitting the bushes in front to create that contrast, especially in the main subject matter, and the smoke billowing, contrasting against the trees there with the way the light's hitting it. So it's a matter of catching the light at the right time and being at the right place. That's photography at its best. I particularly like the matte, and the texture and the silvery quality of the matte, I think, augment the photograph. Very well done. I really feel comfortable in this home, the name of the photograph being Comfortable Home. I like the composition very much, and the detail, the texture, the quality, the print quality is beautiful. I like the deep blacks, the whites are there. It has a silvery quality to it, and the lighting on the paper is nice and dappled. It's very creatively done, and it looks like it might be somebody's home who took the photograph. I see cameras up on top of the piano. It has good composition, exposure, and lighting. This photograph brings me back to the old days. Although I didn't have desks like this, I love it. It reminds me of the Bowery Boys, or Bowery Kids, remember that? And I loved reading Put I before E except after C on the blackboard. The detail's exceptional, the print quality, the tonal range. I love the grain in the wood on the desks, and I like the diagonal composition, and it really is done well. The only thing that I was taken aback by was the mounting of the photograph. First of all, it wasn't actually mounted on a backing, and it was a little askew the way the frame, the mat board is mounted, and there's a little bit of glue or something on it too. So for that matter, I give it a 13. I had initially given it a 15 in terms of print quality, but I guess mounting and matting is important in a print competition. So please be careful with that in the future. This brings me way back to the old days of photographing portraits. The hair is out of focus. It's a diagonal composition. I feel it really needs a catch light in the eye, because when I shoot portraits, I like seeing that catch light. It brings your eye to the eye, which is, to me, one of the more important features of a photograph. It has a faded quality. It looks like it's been a print that was printed a while ago and sitting around. Whether it was intended to be or it truly is, that's left to be told by the person who did it.